Post-press conference Candé. Key takeaways. Reporter. Before meeting the psychiatrist, was there any issue between you and Noam? Faye. We were still very good colleagues. I always praised her talent. Both of us just felt that something was off, and that's why we had to see the psychiatrist. Reporter. Have you received any explanation from your former company about why this happened? Faye. No. Then she said to Yoko, I'm still here right here. Reporter. Why did you have to see a psychiatrist? It didn't seem necessary. Faye. I didn't want to go again. My heart wasn't ready. I also had many questions, just like the fans, but I never got any answers. Reporter. When was the last time you spoke to Noam? Faye. On February 9th. After that, we never spoke again. Reporter. Did you want to call her or try to reconnect? Faye. Sometimes. No response is already a response.
ฝ้ายมีโอกาสได้คุยกับอดีตคู่จิ้นอะครั้งล่าสุดคือเมื่อไหร่อะ
วันที่9 กุมภาพันธ์
หลังจากนั้นก็ไม่เคยได้คุยกันเลย
ก็น้องไม่เคยตอบไลน์ไฟเลย
แล้วที่แก๊ปบ้านนั้นเราไม่มีความรู้สึกที่อยากจะโทรไปหาหรือว่าคอนเนคกันให้มันได้เหรอ
การไม่ตอบก็คือคำตอบแล้วป่ะคะพี่
ทั้งที่เราไม่รู้เหตุผลด้วยซ้ำว่ามันเกิดอะไรขึ้นแต่ว่าสมมติว่าเบสิกคนทั่วไปเนาะยิ่งไม่รู้มันควรจะต้องหาคำตอบให้ได้หรือเปล่าอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
จะให้ไฟหาคำตอบจากอะไร
Timeline February 9th. Before that day, the two had already planned to celebrate Valentine's together, texting each other online about where to go and what to eat. Around 9 p.m., Faye stopped receiving replies. She still messaged, If you want to go somewhere or do something, just tell me, I'll take you. But there was no response. Faye thought Noam just needed space, so she waited, but the silence only grew.
ก่อนวันเดือนกุมภานะคะก่อนช่วงวันวาเลนไทน์กินข้าวกันที่ไหนดีเราจะไปร้านไหนดีแต่ตั้งแต่วันนั้นนะคะวันที่9 กุมภาไฟมีการทักถามมาอีกว่าคิดได้หรือยังว่าอยากไปที่ไหนอยากกินอะไรตั้งแต่วันนั้นนะคะจนถึงวันเนี้ยน้องไม่มีการอ่านไลน์ไฟอีกเลยไม่เคยเท็กซ์กลับมาไม่เคยโทรกลับมาซึ่งไฟก็ยังไม่เข้าใจว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้น
On March 2nd, 2025, during a video call with fans, the two met again but didn't dare to bring up what had happened. Faye's reflection. Maybe Noam had something on her mind. Sometimes people need time for themselves. But for me, that distance has lasted for months. And when you keep searching for answers that never come, eventually, the questions fade away. Pin, the colleague who spoke up for Faye, at the November 9th press conference, besides the media, music producer Pin, a longtime collaborator and close friend of both Faye and Yoko, was also present, and his heartfelt testimony moved everyone. The truth is, I've seen both of them almost every month since early last year, and they've always been such kind, lovely people to me. Even now, I still maintain a good relationship with both Faye and Noam. There's never been any problem. Every time they worked together, they were both adorable. Like Faye said, sometimes they might sulk or stay quiet for 5 or 10 minutes, but in the end, they'd hug, comfort each other, and get back to work. There was never a single session where the recording failed. We worked together right up until our last project, the Christmas song last year, and I can confirm it was still a duet, recorded beautifully by both of them. They were cheerful, happy, and full of good energy when working. Pin also revealed how fans often questioned him. Many people messaged me, asking, You're still working with Faye, right? You were the one who organized her last concert after she left the company. So, has Faye changed partners now? Does she not care about Noam anymore? Have they stopped loving each other? And he said with sincerity, From what I've seen, Faye still cares deeply. She still worries. She still holds affection. There's no hate, no resentment, none at all. In this industry, it's normal for artists to go separate ways to grow individually. But my Faye isn't that kind of person. She isn't cruel. She doesn't hate anyone. And she would never wish harm on anyone. Finally, Pin's last words brought silence to the entire room. Every time Faye comes to visit me, 90% of the time, the very first question she asks is, Pin, have you spoken to Nong? How is she doing? I can feel that she still worries about her deeply. There's no hatred in her heart. None at all.
เป็นคู่พาร์ทเนอร์เก่าลงเขาไม่รักกันแล้วหรอฝ้ายเจอผมทุกครั้งผมเอา 90% ละกันคำถามแรกที่ฝ้ายถามผมเจอหน้าพี่เป็นได้คุยกับน้องบ้างไหมน้องเป็นไงบ้างแล้วแบบผมรู้สึกว่าเขายังห่วงนะครับเขาไม่ได้มีความเกลียดชังหรือว่าอะไรใดๆกันไม่ได้เพียงแต่มันเป็นเรื่องที่ว่ามันเป็นวัฏจักรของวงการนะครับคือมันอาจจะมีการ
The silence that began on the night of February 9th. After Faye's heartfelt confession, fans finally understood that her relationship with Yoko had never ended in anger. Since the night of February 9th, what remained between them was only silence, an invisible distance that locked both of their hearts. Faye kept following Yoko's updates quietly, still wanting to know what had truly happened between them. But every door of communication had already been closed. At 1 p.m. that day, Faye's close friend even confirmed, "They're doing fine, there's nothing wrong." But by 9 p.m., Faye no longer received a single reply from Yoko. She thought to herself, maybe she just needs some time alone, maybe she'll reply later. But as the days passed, only silence remained. And finally, Faye chose to accept it. Not replying is also a reply. On March 2nd, 2025, when they appeared together during a fan video call, neither could bring themselves to ask what had happened. No accusations, no questions, only distant glances, as if an invisible wall stood between them, one that neither could break. The secrets that remain locked away. Since that night before Valentine's Day, both Faye's and Yoko's hearts have been sealed, along with secrets they could never share. No one knows to what extent Yoko was psychologically manipulated, if even Faye, a seasoned professional, was deeply affected. Then Yoko, an introverted, sensitive, and easily influenced girl, must have suffered even more. Perhaps Swan told Yoko that Faye had abandoned her, that Faye refused to sign the new contract to continue growing together, or even fabricated a story that made Yoko believe Faye had turned her back. And even now, Faye herself doesn't know what the real truth is. An unfinished love in silence. Their bond didn't end with betrayal or conflict. It ended with silence, the cruelest ending of all. Faye still cares, still quietly watches Yoko from afar. And Yoko, with her reserved nature, chooses to endure the pain alone, sharing only her happiness with the world, while keeping her sadness to herself. Maybe a part of the truth lies within Yoko, but perhaps we'll never know it all, not a full 100%, because Yoko is the kind of person who smiles to hide her tears, and Faye, the one who remains silent, still chooses to hold on to kindness for the person who once shared her most beautiful days.